You're at Lamar Drive.
I'll be back.
We had a lot
Not
of
sure if
fun.
I'm scheduled to go there or not.
From Mapleton, Iowa,
All right.
a member of the Traditional Country Music Hall of Fame, let's welcome Frances Hahn. Hi, glad to see you. I'll have to brief you in just for a second. This is one of my first trips solo, but I'm not used to this. But I'm also representing Terry Smith and Bob and Sheila Everhart, so when you meet me out back, ask about those people too, because they can't be here today. But people always say thanks to the veterans of that and so forth, and I'm really proud that they do, because I'm a long time veteran. And fact is, I'm going to tell you a story, sing a song about one of my first campaigns. It's so lonesome in the saddle since my horse died. I guess I shouldn't be so lonely. All of these flies. It's bad enough that it can't talk. Well, I wish that he could walk. Cause my arm, my leg are stuck under his left side. All the buzzards making circles up in the blue sky. I wish they'd come down, eat up my ride. Cause the sun is scorching me, and I'm longing to be free. And it's lonesome in the saddle since my horse died. There was an awful battle, and my horse died. I'd cry just like a baby. I've got pride. Yeah, the 7th Cavalry has been so hard on me, and it's lonesome in the saddle since my horse died. There's an engine looking at me, kind of cockeyed. I'll just lay here and play dead, cause I can't hide. I guess I'm better off than Ed with that arrow through his head. It's so lonesome in the saddle since my horse died.
You don't need gas or
Yeah, the air is getting rank. I got customers. There's a bank. It's so lonesome in the saddle
I'll have to take it back
since my
there
horse
and
died.
find some power.
You know, they always told me that, one fellow said that just the other day, that most accidents happen within a few miles of the home. So my wife said, honey, we gotta move. So we moved. One thing, she took the house numbers along because she didn't want to change her address. There's been a trio up there, several duets. I'm up here all by myself, but I want to do a duet. I'm going to do a duet by myself. They call it do it. That's the only one of us do it. I went home the other night, as drunk as I could be. A horse was in the stable where my horse ought to be. So I said to my wife, my sweet little wife, could you explain to me whose horse is in the stable where my horse ought to be? And she said, "Why, you fool, you crazy fool, can't you plainly see that's nothing but a milk cow my mama gave to me? I've traveled this whole world over, 10,000 miles or more. A saddle and bridle on a milk cow I've never seen before." Well, I went home the next night, as drunk as I could be. The hat was on the hat rack where my hat ought to be. So I said to my wife, my pretty little wife, could you explain to me whose hat is on the hat rack where my hat ought to be. And she said, oh, you fool, you crazy fool, can't you plainly see? That's nothing but a chamber pot my mother gave to me. I've traveled this whole world over 10,000 miles or more. J.B. Stetson in a chamber pot I've never seen before. Well, I went home the next night as drunk as I could be. Some boots were in the parlor where my boots ought to be. So I said to my wife, my pretty little wife, could you explain to me whose boots are in the parlor where my boots ought to be? And she said, oh, you fool, you crazy fool, can't you plainly see? That's nothing but galoshes my grandma gave to me. I've traveled this whole world over 10,000 miles or more. Spurs upon galoshes I've never seen before. Well, I went home the next night as drunk as I could be. Pants were laying on the floor where my pants ought to be. So I said to my wife, my sweet little wife, could you explain to me whose pants are laying on the floor where my pants ought to be? And she said, oh, you fool, you crazy fool, can't you plainly see? That's nothing but a washcloth my mother gave to me. I've traveled this whole world over 10,000 miles or more. I zip her in a washcloth I've never seen before. Well, I went home the next night as drunk as I could be. My head was on the pillow where my head ought to be. So I said to my wife, my sweet little wife, could you explain to me whose head is on the pillow where my head ought to be? And she said, oh, you fool, you crazy fool, can't you plainly see? That's nothing but a cabbage head my mother gave to me. I've traveled this whole world over 10,000 miles or more. A mustache on a cabbage head I've never seen. This is a long song, isn't it? Well, I went home the next night as sore as I could be. Someone standing in the door waving back at me. So I said to my wife, my pretty little wife, could you explain to me who's that standing in the door waving back at me? And she said, oh, you fool, you crazy fool, can't you plainly see? That's nothing but your darling wife. Now give a kiss to me. I've traveled this whole world over 10,000 miles or more. I kiss my wife most every night, but I gotta get drunk before. In all honesty, I can do some other songs now and then too. But this is one of my favorites, done a long time ago. Came out of Denmark, I think it was. A lot of people know it here in the States. Called Baby Blue. She wrote me today that she won't come back to stay, that she only comes to pick up her clothes. She wrote, I must not cry, but her love for me has died, and she's found somebody else, I suppose. Baby blue, baby blue, do you know I'm still in love with you? Now I know that you won't be here. How I need you, I want you, baby blue. I know I must forget all the good times we had, but I know